Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new, welcome. Yeah, today I thought I would do a video on something different and using some high-end makeup with a little bit of drugstore to see what we could come up with. So if you are interested how I came up with this look, please continue watching. And if you are new, please consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell. But first, go grab your cup of coffee or glass of wine. All right, you guys, let's go get glam. So I thought I would do a look today. I actually did it for a TikTok the other day, and it was fun. I mixed a little bit of high end with drugstore products. I don't own a lot of high end. I just have a hard time spending that kind of money when most of the time I could find pretty much a dupe or something pretty close in a drugstore product. But some of this, stuff that I did get, I do enjoy. And some of it you guys have seen, and most of it you really haven't. I haven't used on my channel because I tend to lean more towards drugstore, affordable. I love anything that's affordable, anything on sale. So, yeah, let's just get into this before I go rambling all on and on. So actually, I'm going to start with the Natasha Denona palette. It's the Glam palette. I actually had used it the other day in my Catrice video. I had done it off camera, so I thought I would show you how I came up with that look. Okay, so of course, I'm going to start with my eyes. I've already primed the lids and already done the eyebrows. I'm actually going to start with this shade here. It's a transition shade. And which is nice with this palette is it kind of gives you a guide of where the product should go. And I mean, you don't have to follow it completely. You can, no one's going to come after you if you use a different shade somewhere else. But it's just a guide. And it is nice because I actually followed the guide the other day and came up with a pretty nice look. So she knows what she's doing. And I thought, well, I'm just going to try what it says to do. And I really enjoyed the look. So here I'm just going in my crease, and of course I have a hooded eyes, so I tend to go a little higher than most people. See how it just gives a nice soft effect here. And I take it, almost up to the brow bone. At that point, all the product is pretty much off the brush, and I'm just moving very little up in there to make everything look a little seamless. Any gals out there with hooded eyes? And if so, do you have an eye that is more hooded than the other? I find this eye here is more hooded if it's at a relaxed state. And I always have a hard time with matching up my eyeshadows. All right, I'm going to go in the next color here, and it's called the Crease. It's right next to the one that I just applied. And I'm using a smaller brush here, and I'm packing both sides. And now I'm going to go into my fold. And I'm kind of looking at a relaxed state. I'm trying not to lift my eyebrows. I'm trying not to change my eye shape. And that way, when you go in, this is a really good technique with hooded eyes, it's almost creating a guide of where it will show. That's what I tend to do with that. And it does help, so now at a relaxed state, you can kind of see that shade peeking through. And then you can go a little higher if you want, if you want to just show more of that color, in which that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start creeping that shade into that transition shade that I used. But I don't want to go up too high because I don't want to cover all that work we just did. Then I went back in with that first brush that I was using with the transition shade, and I just have very little product on there with that transition color, and I'm just going right above where I put that crease shade just to smooth out those edges. Okay, then I went in with the flat brush, and I'm going in with the shade Outer Eyelid. So it's more like a brown, and it looked like, I thought at first it was going to be like a shimmer. There might be a little bit of glitter in it, but once you apply it, you really can't, it's not really noticeable. And I'm just putting that on the outer corner of my eye. Now I found with this shade, I did have to go back in a couple times to deepen it up, which is nice, because you can, build this color up. Like I said, I'm just going right at the corner. I'm going in with a even more smaller brush, and I'm going to use, it's called Lash Line, and it's a pretty either deep brown or soft black. And I'm really just paying attention to just that outer corner. I don't want to take this up too high or too over. Just keeping it pretty local in that area. And that's pretty much it of the shades. I do have some fallout, and I'll show you how I clean that up in just a minute. Now I'm going to go in just with my ring finger here, and it's called the Center Eyelid, and it's just shimmer right up in the upper corner here. And I'm just going to, and it has like it's pink, so it's a crazy combination, but it works. I don't know how, but it did. That's a great thing when you just kind of play around and you come up with these cool looks, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but for that TikTok, it worked out. That's kind of how I roll. I just go on camera and come up with something. None of these are ever planned out, you guys. I just get on here and put on makeup and pray for the best. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. I'm going in with that first brush I used and just going lightly around the edges just to soften that up. Okay, then I'm going to go into this little brush here and go in with the color inner corner. That's exactly where I'm going with it. And I'm just putting that right in there, and I like to carry that up just a tad here to open my eye because, like I said, it's pretty hooded. Now, I will say with this palette, it's a nice palette. It's, I believe, $65, and right now I think it's sold out. I like her concept of giving you a guide. I think that's really nice for people who have a hard time with creating a look with shadows, but this is why I just tend not to buy a lot of high-end products, because there's so many other products out there that are relatively the same. How I clean my fallout here is I don't like to use the wipes because, then you're just kind of wiping away everything, your skincare, everything. I go in with micellar cleansing water, and I just take my Q-tip and I kind of just squeeze it in there until it soaks out pretty good. And then I just take it and I clean up my fallout. And that way, this is good for your skin, so even if you are taking away a little bit of your skincare, at least you're not putting alcohol around your eye. And then, you can create a nice, clean cut here. Now, I did go and I took a little bit of that deepest shade away, so I'm just going to fix that up. And then I went in and I used my e.l.f. putty, of course. And I went in with my e.l.f. The cooling primer. I just love this stuff, you guys. So how have all you guys been doing? Everybody staying safe? Have you been staying busy? Are your guys' restaurants back open at full capacity? I saw that Palm Spring, Florida sure is back alive and popping. I saw it on a TikTok. Somebody was out at a club and it was just packed. I'm like, oh my word, they are not slowing down there. So I'm just curious how you guys are, if you've all stayed healthy, and I've been very fortunate, knock on wood. Our whole family has stayed relatively well. My sister did catch the coronavirus, but it was very mild. She did really well with it. So now I'm going to go in with the Morphe. I did go back and I did get a deeper shade, and this one is the Light Filter 7. I had 5 in my Ulta haul, so this one's just a little bit darker. And I'm telling you, they're so nice there. Another associate came and helped me, and actually at that Ulta, they didn't have this out on the floor, and I said, do you guys have it? And she went in the back and she got it for me. I thought that was very, very nice. Also, let me know if you guys have this foundation and what you guys think of it, and or any other new products that you guys have purchased that you are enjoying. I love hearing about new products. I love hearing how products work on you guys too, and something that I should maybe go try. Okay, so I'm just going to go in my Stands Out sponge here. And I'm finding, I know it looks bad, that washing it every day is not the best. So I wash this maybe once every 3 days. I feel like it performs better when there's a little bit of product on it. And I just want to kind of keep the longevity of this sponge because I love it so much. And they're not cheap, they're $20. And but I really, really love the sponge. So I'm just trying to make it last longer. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this foundation. You've seen how fast that just went on with this sponge. But I only used maybe a pump and a half, if that, and I used all of it. But it's just such a pretty foundation. I just really have been enjoying this. I'm just so shocked because I did not go in there for it and I hadn't even heard anything about it. But on my skin, it really does work very well. Okay, another question of the day. As I was putting on my foundation, does crazy songs just pop in your head? Because mine was, I think it was Cheers, where everybody knows your name. It pops in my head. I know I'm a little crazy, you guys. The things that go through my head when I get ready is hilarious. But that's why I love putting on makeup. It is therapeutic for me. I had either crazy things pop in my head or I organize things that are in my life and my head. I just went in with that supercharged and that brightener or corrector, and mine's in peach. And I like to just put it right here on the inner corners, and I like to let it dry down just a touch. That's what I'm finding works best. And now I'm just taking my Clinique on the sides here as usual. And I'm going to put a little dot right here, right below everything. Because I like to work my way up because less product goes up into the wrinkles. And I'm just going to use my e.l.f. This is their concealer sponge. And then I go, like I said, around the bottom first and then work my way more towards the eye. I went to TJ Maxx the other day as well, and they had Becca, and this is a Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. And it looks so cool, you guys, inside. This is like, there's like a little mesh in there. You see that? And I think that kind of, sifts the powder as it comes out, so it's even more fine. So I just was using this under my eyes for now. I put very little in there, and now I'm just going to take my brush that I use for under my eyes, put a little bit of product, and I'm just going to press it in. Now I'm just going to wipe off with my hand and take away any extra powder that might be lingering there. I don't know if it brightened or anything, but it's a very nice powder. It's very lightly milled. That's what under eye powder should be, very lightly milled. So after I did that, I went in with contour. And I actually have the KKW Beauty Contour Sticks. And like I said, I've never used these on my channel. I just kind of started playing around with them. And I actually really like them. So the one stick, both of them have 2 sides, which I didn't know when I first got them. And my sister and I were on the website, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's 2 sides, Tracy. There's 2 sides. One has a contour shade, and the other one has a bronzing shade. And it's labeled 1 and 2. So the 1 is the contour shade. So I'm just going to go right up against my hairline and right where I want that contour to be. And I take mine up just a little bit, probably more than most people because I have a round face. And I find that that creates like a nice little, creates more of my cheek. And then you go in with side 2, and I just go right above it, wherever you would want a bronzing effect. I put a little bit here, and I'm just going to put, actually I'm going to go back with the 1 and contour my nose just a little bit. And under my lip. And then the other stick here has a highlighter and a brightener. So the lightener is number 1 on this, and the highlighter is number 2. So I just go in with number 1, and I just kind of brighten that area right here under around my Cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin. And then I take the highlighter and I just go down the center of my nose. So with this, I just go in with that brush that I love from Real Techniques. It's the 220, and I just start blending that in. And I don't have a long forehead, so I don't need a lot of contour up here. So I basically like to just add a little bit of color. And as you can see, it does blend in pretty nice and fast. I find that a pressing motion works best with this. I have a smaller brush by Real Techniques, and this is the 431. And I just kind of go down and blend this all on my nose. And I just kind of wipe it off a little bit, get all that contoured shade off of it, and go in where the lighter areas are. So now I'm going in, I also have a cream blush from e.l.f. and now this is new. I had another shade, but this one is a new shade, and I really like it. Wait till you see the color on this, you guys. You would think, oh my gosh, what is she going to put on her face? But you'll see that it doesn't come out really that shade. And I think this one is in the shade Bora Bora. So, and I also did pick up a new brush. This is Real Techniques too. It's their new line, and this is the 028. And it's really pretty, has like a little diamond in there. It reminds me a lot of the Fenty brushes. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but this is also for cream and powder products. So I'm just going in and picking up this cream blush. And then what I like to do is just kind of pat it on my hand first. That way you don't go in with tons of product. You know, if it is pretty pigmented. Yeah, I was a little worried about that shade when I first got it because online it did not look that bright. But it's a beautiful pink. And then what I did go back in and I just kind of set that cream bronzer with a little bit of powder bronzer. And the one that's a little dangerous here. So what I've been doing with that is I go in very light with that bronzer. And I tap it off. And I also put it in the back of my hand first. Just to get most of that product off. Because, whoo, is this stuff. See, I mean, it's still, I mean, it is just too pigmented. And I'm going to go in with that light shade that's in this palette. Contour a little bit more. It's okay if it's a little too thick. I'll go in and wipe that away. I'm just letting that sit there for a minute. And then to set my blush, I'm going in with that ColourPop here, and that's the Juice Bar. I'm using just a little bit just to set that up a little bit. Then to set my whole face, I'm using the Urban Decay, and this is the Ultimate Brush Set and Go. And this, I don't like it has a brush in here. The container is very strange, but this is a great powder too. This really does help conceal my pores, and it does keep my products on a little longer. So I am actually dipping my brush into the pan here, tapped it off, and it also just calms everything down. Okay, so the Milani, I'm going to go in with that highlighter. It's just such a beautiful highlighter. And what I like about this highlighter is it does not really accentuate my wrinkles. Now I'm going to go back into the Natasha Denona palette. I'm going to go in with the outer eyelid shade, which is that dark brown that almost had like a shimmer to it. I'm going to go in with a little fluffier brush, and I'm going in with the crease shade, and I'm just going right under there. That's going to be pretty smoky. Now I'm going in with that deepest shade lash line and just doing that very outer corner. I did pick up by Benefit the Professional Super Setter Setting Spray. So what I understand with this product is there is a little bit of powder or something in there that helps set the face and also hides the pores a little bit. We'll see about that. Oh, it has a nice mist. It dries very quickly, so I'm actually going to go in with my sponge and press this into my face further. Had a wonderful mist on there. You know, it didn't come out real heavy. It just was so even. So let's see how my pores look. I think it did create a smoothing effect. I really do like that. You know, it wasn't cheap. Thank goodness I had a coupon for it. But it's not cheap. But if it keeps on my makeup longer and does help with the smoothing, it might be worth it. So I'll keep you guys updated and keep using this and let you guys know. Okay, so today I'm also wearing falsies. I'm just going to use Kiss the True Volume in Ritzy. How appropriate. I'm going to use the Kiss Liner glue. I swear I love this. I hardly ever use a normal glue anymore. It has just a felt tip pen. You line the eyes and put on your falsies immediately. There's no dry time, wait time, nothing. You just put it on and go. So I'm going to do one eye at a time. Okay, so it's that easy. So now I'm just going to get my lash. And when I put on my liner, I focus a lot on the inner and outer corner a lot. And I also do line my lashes just a little bit on the ends. Okay, and then now going in as close to my natural eyelash as possible. And I do not like to put on mascara first because I have a hard time going over my natural lashes with falsies. So that's what these look like. They're very pretty. They're very natural, I feel. But look at the difference that eyelash will make in your eye. I mean, it's just amazing to me how, I mean, I really wouldn't even, I don't think I even need mascara with this. I might just curl them just a little bit, but that's about it. Okay, almost done, you guys. So for lipstick, I'm just going to use my by e.l.f. It's the Retro Paradise, and it's just one of the nude shades. None of these have names. It just came in a kit. Then I did get the Revlon Color Stay. It's new, and this is their satin ink, and this is in the shade Eyes on You. So let's see what this looks like, and it's supposed to have pretty good staying power, so we'll see about that. I like the applicator a lot. It's not super aggressive. I have a feeling it's going to dry down, but hopefully not too bad. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. And come a little closer just so you can see the eyes. And so, like I said, it's very similar to the other day, only I added lashes this time. And I'm really enjoying that e.l.f. putty blush. I mean, for the color that it looked like it was going to be, it actually is very pretty. And with the color pop over it, I really like the combination. Okay, so the jewelry, really quick, I just want to touch on this. I got this at TJ Maxx, you guys, for $10, and the earrings were $7.99, but it makes it look all fancy to go with the look. And I got this shirt actually from Walmart on their clearance. So, yeah, it just shows, you can make a look pretty fancy, with some just nice bling jewelry. Yeah, it looks classy and high end and on a budget. This really looks, I think, very nice, to go out to a nice dinner, or if you had a little event. But this necklace, I couldn't believe it. It has some weight to it too, so hopefully my skin don't turn green or anything. But for a quick night out, it's very nice. I really enjoyed it. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found some products that you were interested in, that you were curious about purchasing. Everything I used today, I really truly enjoyed. And I'm always honest with you guys. I'm excited to keep trying that Benefit Pore spray to let you guys know how my makeup stays on throughout the day, if it helped with the longevity of that. All right, you guys, if you enjoyed today's video, if you would please give it a thumbs up, that really does help my channel. All right, you guys, until next time.